in my solitude.
Hello everybody, welcome to my first official YouTube video. Wow, crazy right? We're gonna start my channel with a series that I've been planning, which is essentially an audiobook series. Exciting, I know right? I'm not gonna read one entire book to you guys because I feel like I could spice it up. So instead I'm going to be reading to you anything literary that I enjoy and want to share with you. So yeah, today we're going to be reading some Emily Dickinson. If you don't know me, you should know that Emily Dickinson is my favourite poet of all time. If you have had one conversation with me, then you probably know that already. This is my prized possession. I love it very, very, very dearly. It is very thick. I have marked out the poems that we're going to be reading today. She wrote almost 1,800 poems in her lifetime and published none of them while she was alive. That's a little Emily Dickinson fun fact for you there. Anyway, let's get started. The first poem that I'm going to read to you is One Sister Have I in Our House. One sister have I in our house, and one a hedge away. There's only one recorded, but both belong to me. One came the road that I came, and wore my last year's gown. The other, as a bird her nest, builded our hearts among. She did not sing as we did, it was a different tune. Herself to her a music as bumblebee of June. Today is far from childhood, but up and down the hills I held her hand the tighter, which shortened all the miles. And still her hum, the years among, deceives the butterfly. Still in her eye the violets lie, moulded this many May. I spilt the dew, but took the morn. I chose this single star from out the wide night's numbers. Sue, forevermore. I very much like that poem. For context, that was about one of her best friends. I put that in quotation marks because it is pretty much confirmed that they had intimate relations, let's say. If you haven't read the letters between Sue Gilbert and Emily Dickinson, I highly recommend that you do. They're incredible. Next, we're going to read a more popular one. This is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. It's a very famous one from her. I think it's quite contradictory from a lot of her usual poems about death. It's kind of a nice breath of fresh air among her anthology, I guess. The next one is one that I had literally just read today and I really enjoyed it. And it's quite short, but I really like it. For largest woman's heart I knew, 'tis little I can do, and yet the largest woman's heart could hold an arrow too. And so, instructed by my own, I tenderer, turn me to. I like it a lot. That's all I say about that one, because I haven't done any research into it. The next one is actually my favourite Emily Dickinson poem. I keep it in my necklace at all times, on a little piece of paper. It's called She Dealt Her Pretty Words Like Blades. She dealt her pretty words like blades, how glittering they shone, and every one unbared a nerve, or one-toned with a bone. She never deemed she hurt, that is not steel's affair, a vulgar grimace in the flesh, how ill the creatures bear. To ache is human, not polite. The film upon the eye, mortality's old custom, just locking up to die. I have written an essay on that poem because I love it very dearly, and there's so much that you can analyse from it. But yeah. Okay, next one. This is arguably Emily Dickinson's most famous poem. It is, of course, Because I Could Not Stop for Death. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labour and my leisure too, for his civility. We passed the school, where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews drew quivering and chill, for only gossamer, my gown, my tippet, only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. There is a reason why that is her most famous poem. It is genius. It is brilliant. She's incredible. The final poem that I chose is another one that I literally just read today. I think it's very classic Emily Dickinson, and you'll understand why. It's called Pain Has But One Acquaintance. Pain has but one acquaintance, and that is death. Each one unto the other society enough. Pain is the junior party by just a second's right. Death tenderly assists him and then absconds from sight. That is very, very, very typical Emily Dickinson, and I love her for it. She's an icon. She's a queen. What can I say? That was 6 Emily Dickinson poems. I really hope you enjoyed. I very much enjoyed reading them to you. I'm very excited to begin this journey on my YouTube channel, and I think this is the perfect way to start it. Thank you so much for watching. Consider liking, subscribing, comment if you enjoyed it or if you didn't. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.